Hi everybody and welcome back to a new Reef Life video with myself, Dutch Reefer. And first of all, apologies for being away for a couple of weeks. My last upload was 2 weeks ago. I've been extremely busy at work, unfortunately, so that's one of the reasons I've had to skip last week's video, so apologies for that. It won't happen again. Then again, there wasn't very much to share either, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to just skip 1 week. So we're back. The tank has been, of course, maturing for another 2 weeks since the last video. In fact, I just cleaned some of the sand up, so the tank is still a little foggy, but since it's already 7 p.m. I didn't want to wait too long before the lights turn blue. And that of course would mean that this video would be a lot less colorful. So I thought let's do the video anyway. But yeah, then again it's a little bit foggy because of the water change. Speaking of water changes, there is no real need to do water changes for this tank since I'm running the Aqua Forest ABC solution, which is basically a Balling Classic solution with some added minerals and added elements that aren't in the usual Balling Classic method by Hans Werner Balling. But Aqua Forest has done a really great job into creating a all-in-one solution that covers 3 jerry cans, so you gotta have 3 different elements that you add to the tank, or 3 different canisters. But by adding these in equal amounts, you can maintain your tank. And if one of the water values drops, then you can easily just add some extra from the same canisters or from a new canister to keep everything in balance or in check. So yeah, that has been doing quite well. But then again, since this is a pretty new tank, I like to do some water changes anyway. I think that helps to remove some of the excessive nutrients and yeah, just restore some of the stability. So I'm doing a 10%, no, I think it's a 5% water change every week or every 2 weeks, depending on how busy I am. It has been 2 weeks this time, but normally I try to do one every weekend. Also to give the sand a bit of a cleanup. As you can see, it's pretty clean right now. I'll just go through the tank a bit so you can see. But yeah, then again, this has just been cleaned up, so that makes sense that it looks pretty clean. Here in the back, it's still a bit messy. But yeah, I ran out of water. Since I only made 20 liters of water, I ran out while doing that side of the tank. But that's fine. I'll just do another water change next week and clean up the sand there as well. As you expect from a pretty new tank, some detritus and some algae are building up around the tank. But that, yeah, that can't be helped. That's what happens when you run a reef tank with inhabitants. And since there are quite a lot of inhabitants already, they will create detritus and waste that needs to be taken care of. Speaking of taking care of detritus, the skimmer has been running really well over the past few weeks. I'm really surprised in a good way by the way that this Red Sea skimmer is doing and is performing, is what I meant to say. As you can see, it's skimming pretty wet at the moment. That's on purpose, since I really want to take out all the excess waste that builds up. And yeah, I try to keep my sump a bit clean. Of course, after a few months you will see some detritus or some excess sand building up, but I try to use the turkey baster to remove as much waste as possible by just simply blowing it and then it will either go into the skimmer, or then it will go back into the tank and eventually get back into the sump through the tank and be filtered out by this ReefMat, which is also a thing that I'm very happy with. I already ran this on the big tank, but it has proven to be invaluable, since it really takes out all of the floating stuff inside the water. Let me give you a little look on what it looks like on the inside. So as you can see, there's all the water that comes down from the overflow box ends up in this filter, and then it has to exit this filter through the filter mat and through the roll that's in here. And as you can see, it steadily builds up, and every time the water reaches a certain level that's being measured by this sensor right here, so the water will rise, and then a new piece of the ReefMat, the roll, will be ejected, and yeah, then the water level automatically decreases. So it's a very simple system, but it's very effective as well. Other than that, not much to tell about the sump. Everything is running smoothly. Not much to tell about the cabinet either. As you can see, it's still a bit of a mess with the cables. Still need to get to that, but yeah, it's functional, so I can't be bothered too much by it at the moment. So back to the tank. Let me quickly edit the saturation a bit. One of the upgrades that I've had is I have a new phone, so there were some complaints in the past few weeks about the colors not being correct, and even the colors switching from blue to purple in a very flickery way. So I decided to get myself a new phone. That's the Pixel 7 by Google, and luckily that has a very good camera that allows for saturation and Kelvin adjustments in the main screen, so I can easily edit it on the fly. I can do it right now, as you can see. It can be very blue, it can be very with the blue filtered out completely, but that's not the way it actually looks, so I'll put it back where the way it actually looks at the moment, and then we end up about here. So yeah, the zoanthus are growing. Sadly, my mind tricks that you can see right here, somehow two of the polyps have disappeared over the past few days. So there's just one polyp left. Let's hope that this one pulls it through. As for the other zoas, they have been doing well. They're growing little babies, as I think I already showed you last week, or actually 2-3 weeks ago. But yeah, they are doing really well, and I hope that they grow out to be a pretty awesome rock of zoanthus. And yeah, that's actually most of the stuff that I wanted to share with you today. I haven't gotten around to buying a lot of new stuff yet. There will be some new corals, of course, in due time, but for now I want to let the tank settle in a bit, stabilize, hopefully see the corals thriving, see them starting to grow again, which is already happening, but I want to to make sure that everything is in a good state before I start adding too much corals, especially expensive corals, since seeing them wither away is always a shame and a waste. One last thing that I wanted to show you is the Cephastrea on the back of the tank, on the overflow box. As you can see on the edges, it has already started to grow out and to spread across the overflow box, which is a really great thing to see. It's good to see that it's finally growing again, instead of staying the same without any polyp expansion, as was the case in my last tank. So really grateful for that. And other than that, yeah, I think the way that the corals look speaks for itself. Really glad with the polyp expansion, with the coloring of the polyps. The fish are also doing quite well. They don't appear to have a lot of ick or other issues. So yeah, that's something that you love to see as a reef keeper, just to see that the tank is healthy, that everything is doing well, and that yeah, that it's ready for the future. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And for now, I want to wish you a nice week. I hope you enjoy the new week, and I hope to see you again next weekend in the new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me to grow the channel, to build the channel, and to get some more awareness across YouTube. Also feel free to check out my Instagram. It's also called Dutch Reefer. I'm posting quite a lot of pictures there throughout the week. So if you can't miss me, then hook me up right there. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye and cheers.